Hey YouTube, this is Steve from Average Joe's Fantasy Football, and we've got your start and sit video for the tight end position for week 11. Again, all of this is going to be based off of full PPR and half PPR if it is standard. We may make some changes there, so of course hit us in the comments down below. There are 4 teams on a bye this week, so make sure you account for that. Now these are your obvious starts you should be playing at the tight end position. I've got Travis Kelce, and if Mark Andrews is healthy, should be playing, hopefully. He's a must start this week as well. Now, my first tight end I mentioned as a good start is going to be George Kittle versus the Cardinals. Cardinals allow the most points to the tight end position with 19.6, also allowing over 75 yards receiving and 8 receptions per game. Kittle has been disappointing and unfortunately being used more often as a blocker than you probably wish he would. A lot of it has to do with the fact that with the asset of CMC coming there, a lot of what the 49ers really do is love running the ball, keep the pace slow, not put all this pressure onto Jimmy G. But I like Kittle this week. I think he should be able to perform in that double-digit performance there. Again, I'm not saying he's going to get receptions, but 5 to 6 is very reasonable, even though they do have a large amount of players that can really benefit in this game. We'll see what happens with Kyler Murray if he plays. If Murray plays, I think it will help actually a lot for Kittle because Cardinals can try to keep up with the 49ers, but we'll see how that plays out. But I like George Kittle. This is a really good matchup, and the Cardinals just cannot stop the tight end. Another tight end I like is Greg Dulcich versus the Raiders. Look, he has a great opportunity this week to perform with Jerry Jeudy being out. Hamler's out, so it's really Sutton as the number one. Dulcich's going to get a lot of targets. The running back's going to get some targets. So he should see plenty of targets. On top of that, Raiders allow the 5th most points with 14.6. They allow 50 receiving yards. Now, here's the flip side. Raiders haven't allowed more than 10 points to a tight end in over 4 games. So there is that going with them. But I do expect that to change this week with him just because, again, he's really going to be forced into being the number 2 target for Russell Wilson this week in the passing game. So he should be able to get you at least 10 points, at least 10 points. I think he's probably going to be more a 15-point game, but again, I like this one for him. Now, Cole Kmet versus the Falcons. I have him as my other tight end I like this week. Kmet has been on fire ever since Fields has become the playmaker that he has. Fields right now is the number 4 quarterback in fantasy right now, and really number 1 in the past 3 to 4 weeks. He has just been outstanding, whether it be through the air, mostly through the run, but he's done a really good job. Plus, playing against the Falcons team that allows 13.7 points and 60 yards also helps Cole Kmet a lot this week. I've always was really high on Cole Kmet early into the season, especially if you watch any of my Dynasty videos. I liked him a lot. Really didn't perform as well as I would hope, but I do like this. Now, the one thing that Cole Kmet needs to really have a good game is a touchdown. Atlanta hasn't given up a touchdown since week 3, so that is a little bit of a challenge. Atlanta's done a pretty good job against the tight end in that aspect, but he's going to get you some yards. He's going to get you some targets, and hopefully that touchdown to help get you into really, really good points. Now, the first tight end I'm sitting this week is going to be Tyler Higbee versus the Saints. Saints give up the fewest points to the tight end with 7.8, also keeping them to 3 receptions and only 20 yards. Also, 1 touchdown has only been allowed once this season to the tight end. Higbee may see some targets due to Kupp being out, obviously. Again, the ball is going to go somewhere, so he is probably going to get some targets. But realistically, I think there's some other options you could possibly go out there. Look at for Isaiah Likely, just in case Mark Andrews is out. Dulcich is probably available. They're definitely options. So I would look at possibly somebody else than Tyler Higbee. He's really underperformed the last few weeks. Kyle Pitts is another guy. Going against the Bears, what do I need to say about Pitts? He's out of this world with talent, but unfortunately does not have the rapport with Mariota. It's just, you watch any of those Falcons games, Mariota's constantly overthrowing Pitts, and he's 6'6". The fact is, there are several times, he's getting his targets. There's definitely a lot of that going on. But he's just not getting accurate balls thrown to him, and he's getting left with 2, maybe 3 receptions a game. And it's just underwhelming, especially where most people drafted him. He's probably still on your roster, and I understand. He's probably still in your lineup, and I understand. Because like most people think that once you bench him, he's going to have a great game. Bears do a good job at stopping the tight end, though. They only allow 8.6 points and only 30 yards receiving. With the accuracy and the non-rapport that him and Mariota have, please just think about looking for somebody else. Please stop putting him in your lineup. You're torturing yourself. I know it. I hear it. I see it. Please think about something else. Now, another tight end that I'm not crazy about this week is TJ Hawkinson versus the Cowboys. I know Hawkinson is probably going to be in your lineup and starting, and I totally get it. There's very few tight ends that are out there really good. This is the second time Dallas is going to face Hawkinson. Last time holding him only to 8 points. Dallas only allows 9 points per game, so that's about right there. And also only allowing 1 touchdown this whole season. So this is a really tough matchup for Hawkinson. Now, this is going to be a game, you've got a great Vikings team, a Dallas team that's probably going to look to be hopefully a win because of the upset that they had against, the Packers. This is going to be a fun game to watch. It's going to be I think it's going to be either a blowout or it's going to be a tight one. But I think Hawkinson's somebody I would consider replacing, maybe Freiermuth if you've got him, if you're lucky. Again, maybe some other options out there. Now, a sleeper I do have is in that same game. I have Dalton Schultz versus the Vikings as a good sleeper. Vikings allow 13.3 points and 50 yards receiving. Dalton's going to see plenty of targets. He's only behind Lamb when it comes to that. And this should be, like I said, either a shootout or a close game. And if it's going to be a shootout, it only helps Dalton Schultz, obviously, in that aspect, because he's going to see 7 to 10 targets in the game. He may still see that even if it's a close game, but I do like him this week as a really good sleeper. So again, maybe you want to consider starting him this week. So those are my start, sits, and sleepers for the tight end position for week 11. If you guys did enjoy the content, make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell is on. Also, don't forget to hit the like button. It's greatly appreciated. If you guys do have questions, of course, in your lineup, hit us up in the comments down below. We'll give you some reasons why we think that player might be a better play. Again, ultimately, it's your decision, but we want to give you the facts and the stats to help you guys make the right-minded decision to get you a nice little victory this week. If you guys haven't already, and this is the first video you watch this week, make sure you check out our running back, quarterback, and wide receiver start and sit video as well. Get you ready and prepared for this week's games. Again, lineup questions, hit us up in there. Follow us on our socials, hit the subscribe, hit the like, and I'll check you guys out next time.